Yes, people, Arsenal with Ash, season 25-26 is upon us. We are just a few days away from the big kickoff. We start with a massive game away at Man United at Old Trafford, and I can't wait. I'm so buzzing for the season to get going again. This has felt like the longest summer in years. I'm not gonna lie, I needed it. I needed the break. I was grateful for it, but I'm so glad it's back now. I'm so glad. There's a lot to look forward to. The transfer window is still open. We've done so much business, but there's still more to do. There's so many new faces in the squad. The dynamics have changed. Our tactics have changed a bit as well. We've seen that in pre-season already, and it's go time, and we don't have time to be getting into our stride. We got to get in that stride straight away, because our first two away games, forget just United obviously, Anfield, yeah? Anfield is our third Premier League game, our second away game. Yeah, there is no rest. We've got the likes of City and Newcastle all in our first 6 games as well. There ain't no rest for us, I'm telling you. There ain't no time to settle in. We got to hit that ground running. But yeah, I'm confident in the boys and I can't wait. So yeah, obviously this is a massive season for us. A massive season for Arteta, massive season for the club, a massive season for the boys. We as fans now demand trophies. It's a non-negotiable now. We have to win a trophy this season. Obviously, the aim is going to be to win one of the big two, if not both, the Premier League and the Champions League. And if we don't come away with one of them, it will be disappointing. But if we don't come away with one of them, we must get a cup at least. We have to. There's no excuse. So yeah, this is a massive season. We've invested heavily in the squad. Bert has done some great work with the signings and the contract renewals so far. So he's given us the tools to go out there and do the business. We do still lack in the left wing area. Like if you've been watching my transfers with Ash series, that's a position we still need to upgrade on. The same with the attacking midfield area, which was a desirable at the start of the window, but not and I wouldn't say it was a huge necessity. I think the priority was definitely a striker and a left winger. We've got our number 9 in Gyökeres now, and I'm happy with that deal. I did initially want Sesko, I'm not gonna lie to you, and obviously he's at Man United now, but I appreciate that Gyökeres is more of a win now striker. He is 27 years old. Was the best goal scorer in Europe last season, and he's here to make an impact right now. Sesko is an unbelievable talent. That's undeniable. But there's question marks about his mentality. He's also very young. He's not had a season where he scored loads of goals yet. So yeah, I'm happy with the club's decision. I stick with it, and I'm 90% sure Gyökeres has a serious season for us. So yeah, I'm buzzing. I'm absolutely buzzing for it. The pressure's on. The rivals have strengthened a lot. Liverpool, they've done some amazing work in the market. If they end up with Isaac and a centre-back as well, they've had an all-timer transfer window. They've brought in Frimpong at right-back to replace Trent. They've brought in Kirkes at left-back. They've brought in Florian Wirtz, who is an unbelievable footballer. He's just a joke. Hugo Ekitike as well. We've seen Diaz leave them. We've seen Quansah leave them, a couple of others, and yeah, like I said, they're still in for Isaac. We've seen Nunes leave them as well. So yeah, I think they're definitely going to be right up there again. There are question marks about their defence, so we'll see if they do any business. If they don't, I think it is a problem for them, because I think they look very vulnerable defensively. And I think you're going to get that when you've got the type of fullbacks that they do in Kirkes and Frimpong, who are bombing forward. They're also quite physically light. So in the Premier League, I think they're players that can get bullied. I think in particular Frimpong. Obviously, Kirkes has played in the Premier League before, but I think in particular Frimpong in a back four, a little bit sus. But going forward, absolute threat from all corners of the globe. All corners of the globe, they are a threat. So you've got the likes of Gakpo, you've got Ekitike, you've got Salah, you've got Verts, you've got Frimpong on the right, you've got Kirkes on the left, you've got Zabozlai, you've got McAllister. Like, they've got so many threats, so many options. So they're going to be hard to stop this season. But like I said, their defensive frailties are there to be seen, and I think they can get got at. So let's see what happens with the rest of the window for them as well. I think Chelsea are going to be right up there as well. I think they've recruited really well. They had to. To be fair with you, they've signed 1 million players. They finally landed on a good squad. Finally. Billions of pounds spent. The whole heap of players they've bought, and they've finally landed on a good squad. Their question mark, similar to Liverpool actually, is the defensive areas. And I think in midfield, they're a little bit light. They've got some unknown quantities in there. I can't tell you all the players they've signed, but they've got some unknown quantities in there. The main ones are obviously Caicedo, Enzo, and Lavia. Lavia's a walking injury, unfortunately. Caicedo and Enzo are decent. Caicedo's a very good player. Enzo's a decent player. But yeah, outside of that, what do they do? And yeah, defensively, they're not top. I'm not a massive fan of Colwill, but he was a mainstay in their defense last season, and now he's got an ACL. He's going to be out for the main part of the season. They've obviously brought in Jarrell Hato from Ajax. I think he's a really good talent, but will he play more left back than centre back? They've got Tosin, who's a decent player. Chalobah's a good player. Badiashile, don't really rate him. Fofana, walking injury. So unless they do some business there, another area that they're again defensively vulnerable. And obviously in the goalkeeper position, we know that Sanchez is a blunder waiting to happen. So I think Chelsea will be there or thereabouts. I don't think they're gonna challenge for the title in terms of into the later stages of the season, but I think they're gonna have a good season. Man City, of course, invested heavily as well. They invested heavily in January, invested heavily in the summer so far. Brought in the likes of Ait Nouri, Reindeer, Reinders, Cherky, obviously Marmoush in January. So yeah, they've done some serious work out there, and I think they'll be a threat again. However, physically and defensively light. Rodri is back, but I believe he's had a setback, so I think he's going to be injured for a few weeks. Kovacic, I'm hearing, is injured as well. So yeah, they've got a lot for them going forward, but I think defensively they are weak. And that's what we saw last season. They were very, very vulnerable. So I think all of our competitors, funnily enough, I think those are going to be the main threat, those three teams. But all three of them, I think, are vulnerable defensively. And I think in terms of defence, we have a clear best defence in the league. And if we get our attacking dynamics right and actually add that stardust to the team, we have a massive chance of winning this league. So yeah, we'll see what happens throughout the rest of the window, see what the others do, see what we do. But yeah, I think that's something to highlight, is the defensive contribution of each team. So yeah, let's see what happens. But I'm going to go through my season predictions. So I'm going to start off with how I feel we'll do in the Premier League. It's difficult to say now, but if we do what we should do in the market, whether that's just Eze or Eze and a left winger, yeah, I think either way we've got a massive chance of winning this league. And I'm going to go and say that we're going to win the league. We're going to win the league. That's my prediction. We will win the Premier League. I think it will be close, but yeah, I think if we definitely add Eze, and then if we add Eze and a left winger, then yeah, I think we win the league. So I'm going to go first in the Premier League. Champions League, obviously it depends. Like, the Champions League is difficult to predict because you never know who you're going to get in the knockout stages, the run you can have. But we've had experience over the last two campaigns. We got into the quarterfinals a couple of seasons ago. Last season we got to the semi-finals. And I think we are a squad and a team that are well equipped for the Champions League. So I'm not going to say we're going to win it, but I'm going to say we're going to minimum get to the semi-final again. I think we might edge it to the final this time. I want to say we'll win it, but I'm going to go semi-final again. FA Cup, I think Arteta will take the FA Cup serious. He knows that a cup is needed And by that time of the season, when we get into the FA Cup, it's probably got the race is going to be on for the Premier League. We're going to have to go for everything. So the squad's strong now. The squad is strong. It's deep. There's options there. So I'm going to go for us to win the FA Cup. So that's a double offset there, innit? Premier League and FA Cup. But yeah, we're going to have a good day at Wembley in May. And then the Carabao Cup, I think we've got a good chance at the Carabao Cup because I think, like I said, our squad depth is a lot better now. But we've also got some special talents. I'm trying to see Max Dowman in that Carabao Cup. And boy, if we can get a good run of fixtures, I'm not going to say we're going to win the Carabao Cup because I think it might get to a point where there's so many top teams in this league and everyone's going to be pushing to get anything they can. So yeah, I'm going to go with Carabao Cup semi-final. Obviously, that's where we reached last season. So I'm going Premier League win, Champions League semi-final, FA Cup win, Carabao Cup semi-final. Hopefully, it's all four. But let me not be greedy. My predicted top goal scorer for the season is going to be Victor Gyökeres. I have got no doubt about it. I'm not going to lie to you. I think he's going to bang enough goals. I think in the Premier League, I'm saying minimum 18 Premier League goals. And all comps, I think he will clear everyone else. I think we're going to get contributions from Havertz. We're going to get contributions from Saka. We're going to get contributions from hopefully a new signing. I'm not going to say the name, but hopefully we're going to get contributions over there. And then throughout the squad, the likes of Gabriel, the likes of Declan Rice, Odegaard should all be chipping in. But yeah, I'm going to go Victor Gyökeres top scorer. Top assister, I'm going to go with Bukayo Saka. Hopefully, if he can stay fit, he can have a serious season. I'm talking Ballon d'Or like conversations because he was en route last season before his injury. His numbers were brilliant. His performances were brilliant. So yeah, I'm hoping he can replicate that and actually do it for the season. But yeah, him top assister. I think that our best signing will be the obvious pick of Gyökeres, but I'm going to go Zubimendi. He already looks so tidy in there, so comfortable, and his ball winning ability is actually underrated as well. I think in transitions we will struggle at times, but if we do play like a double pivot with Deck in there next to him, Deck can sweep things up. And yeah, like I said, his reading of the game, his football IQ is insane. And yeah, I think he's going to be our signing of the summer. And young player of the season, I'm going to say breakout star because it can still be Ethan or Miles, but I'm going to say Max. I'm going to say Max Dowman. He is forcing the club's hands, yeah? He's 15 years old, and I know the club have plans to just let him get the bulk of his games in the 21s. He might see a couple bench appearances and a couple appearances off the bench in the Carabao Cup. But I'm not going to lie to you, the minute that kid touches a competitive pitch, he's going to say, I have to be in the squad every week. He's going to be forcing the club's hands. So that's my breakout star for the club this season. I think he'll have a great season. I think Miles will have a great season as well. I think Ethan will do well too. But I'm going with Max. And my player of the season prediction is going to be Bukayo Saka. I think he's going to have a wonderful season. I think he's going to get, his numbers are going to be up there. His influence on the team's going to be up there. And I'm predicting that this is the season he announces himself as a Ballon d'Or level footballer. Yeah, I'm talking top 5 back Bukayo Saka. So yeah, that's my predictions for the season. Let me know yours as well. I will do a couple of polls throughout the week on the likes of Instagram. Or probably will mainly be on Instagram, but yeah, let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you agree with my predictions, if you disagree, whether you think there's a little bit of hopium in there. I understand. And your thoughts as well, and how you're feeling going into the season. But yeah, it's a big one. Let's hope that we can do the business, man. We have to start so strong. We have to start so strong because we've got some tough fixtures in our first 6. And yeah, stay tuned for more content this week. I'm going to have the match preview coming up for the United game. And make sure you watch my transfers with Ash episodes as well that have gone. And yeah, we'll see you for the big kickoff. And yeah, like, share, comment, subscribe, all of that stuff. And I'll see you soon.